Don't hear as much about the Southern Underground Railroad as we hear about the Underground Railroad that went north. However, as early as the 1600s, there was a Southern Underground Railroad. And in this Southern Underground Railroad, Africans escaping enslavement from South Carolina came to the land of refuge, which was Florida. As early as 1693, the King of Spain issued an edict that said that all Africans who escaped slavery and came to Florida could be free. And so Florida became the land of refuge. And 1763, with the Treaty of Paris, when Spain ceded Florida to the British, then the Spanish took those Africans who were living there and they went to Matanzas, Cuba. Now, because Florida had this reputation as being a land of refuge, that did not stop Africans from coming to Florida.
They'll call us slaves, they'll call you a runaway, they'll call you a black Seminole. Seminole means runaway. I tell people all the time, it's not that deep. So Seminole is an action. To be a Seminole means you're doing something. What are you doing? You're running away. What are you running away from?
Right.
Enslavement.
And a lot of people don't understand that part of the history.
They found an alternative place of refuge, and this was with the Seminoles. Now, it's an interesting history about the Seminoles as well. The Seminoles were originally from the Creek Nation, the Creek Confederacy. And the Creeks had moved down from Alabama, Georgia, they were in the area into northern Florida. But there was a band of those who broke off and who the Creek Confederacy called the Seminole, and what we know as the Seminole. Now, what was interesting about the Seminole, they were a diverse group of people. They spoke different languages, but they were also people who were victims of war, who were victims of oppression. And so you had these two groups of people, the Seminoles, who were themselves refugees, aligning with the Africans who were escaping slavery.
Black people were learning just fine prior to 1954. They did not desegregate public schools so black children could get a better education. They desegregated black schools because they were concerned about the growth of black excellence. Keep in mind, we invented the gas mask before we went to school with white children. We invented the stoplight before we went to school with white children. We invented the refrigerated truck before we went to school with white children. They did not desegregate to help us. They desegregated to hinder us. They saw Black Wall Street in Tulsa. They saw Black Wall Street in Rosewood. They saw Black Wall Street in Wilmington, North Carolina. They saw Black Wall Street in Charleston. They saw independent black communities even here in Ohio. And they decided that if we want to stop the progress of black people, we must take over control of their children's education. And when they desegregated the schools, they did not bring black teachers with black students. The biggest layoff in public education is between 1954 and 1974 of black teachers. They brought our children into the schools. They fired the teachers.
So what does freedom look like? I love the quote. We can argue about religion.
After we're free.
So what does freedom look like?
Freedom looks like our own everything established and thriving. Grocery stores, schools, airports, clothing, engineering, building things. We are doing this. It's already happening, right? So it's not that we have to wait for 10, 20, 30 years. No, it's literally happening. We have people in all these areas. All we have to do is come together. So it exists, is my point. All we have to do is promote the fact that it exists and also protect what exists among our people. Promote it, support it, but protect it. Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan said, business is warfare. So the moment you get into business, you are now going to war. What do I mean by that? You talk about health, I talk about health. Who is our enemy automatically? Pharmaceuticals, because they benefit off of us being sick. You in war. If we talk about our own airports, who's our enemy? Every single one of them airlines that make money from us buying a ticket. We don't need to buy a ticket from them, so all that money now goes to our own planes. We at war. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
We have to be mindful that, oh, I built this, I started this. You at war, baby.
Yeah.
Just know. No, bro,
Yeah,
protect it. Don't be a fool thinking everything, oh, kumbaya. No, stop that. Every intelligent person protects what they own, protects what they have, protects what they've built. Don't be foolish. racism doesn't exist. Well, business exists, and it is warfare for real. And people will do crazy things to secure their clientele, to make sure you don't get their business.
Right. No matter what color you are.
No matter what color you are. What? You better stop playing. Everybody start thinking about this after a while.
Yeah, so I was at a family office conference, and if y'all don't know what a family office is, it's generally a family that has accumulated some wealth, generally more than $50 to $100 million, and they manage everything themselves. Okay, so we're at this conference, and the guy, he says to me, he's actually an Indian guy, and so he says, Indian people, we got a couple things. We got motels, corner stores, like gas station type deals. Vietnamese people have nail shops. Cambodian people in California have donut shops. And he's just like running down the list. Indian tribes got casinos. And then he looked at me, he said, what black people got? And I was like, and then I posed the question to Instagram and Twitter, and I got some reasonable answers back, which was like, oh, we got barbecue, we got this, we like businesses that we do historically in the Black community. But the differentiator is we are not in the each one, teach one, fund and mobilize each other in these industries like what they're talking about. And if you've never seen this documentary, you should definitely go and watch it. It's called The Donut King. The guy was a Cambodian refugee. He comes and he gets a job at a donut shop, and the person starts teaching him the business. And then they gave him some money for a down payment to start his own business. And then once he got it up and running, more Cambodian refugees were coming, and he was like helping them learn the business. He would teach them the business, then he put them in business. All right, help them go get a lease, help them get financing, all of the things. They stand it up, they pay him back, and then they do it for somebody else. And so at one point there were like 400 donut shops owned by Cambodian refugees. And so I look at that and I say, wow, we do got barbecue restaurants, but when have they ever shared a business practice? When have they ever even shared like the special seasoning that all got seasoned salt in it? Or said, okay, you open another location, I'll help you with the down payment, I'll help you get your lease terms, I'm going to help you, because if you've never been in an industry, you don't even know what to ask.
Facts.
So now you got people who are in lease terms that are terrible that you could have helped because you've been through it and you've been burned before.
Why do you think that is though?
You really think these white people go give you money to help you, and you're really trying to help? That's why the people who really trying to help don't ever get the money. Nobody wants to fix this black community because people make too much money off our pain, our anger, all the shit that we cause. It helps so many other more people. The detriment that's happening to us is financial benefits for whether that's going to prison. Our pain is financial benefit for other people. People make money during tragedy, and they rely on our tragedy to fund a bunch of shit in this country.
Scared to go at them. Like it been in history. Everybody got their rights through us. You go back in history, you don't see nobody else fighting them fights, getting hit with the water hoses or get the dogs. No, it was us. Everybody else got their rights off of our fight. And then they get the privileges, and then they start looking down on us like we the problem. Like, nigga, what?
Facts. These is all facts.
Nigga, we the reason you cracking right now. What is you talking about?
So how do y'all... I think they don't like your delivery.
It's not
but
wrong
the
with
message
delivery.
is all a fact.
Man, this ain't DiGiorno's. I don't give a fuck about no delivery.
Sure. I agree with everything.
And this ain't Burger King. You can't have it your way. Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be the truth, real raw and uncut.
What you said for sure.
So how do you feel about like these up and coming or these Mexican artists or Hispanic about their new rap style, the cadence, the attire that they present themselves in front of cameras? Like, what's y'all take on that?
We know what the take is. Everything is us. Everything is us. Everything is emulated through us. The cadence, the rap style, the look, the style. They getting edge ups now. Nigga, when I was growing up, essays didn't have edge ups. They was bald, nigga. Yeah. Niggas are getting straight, lineups, fades, everything is us. We set the precedent from here to Africa to China to Alaska.
The world.
We set the trends around the world. Everybody's a carbon copy of us. But once they get the success, a lot of people start to try to shun us out the picture. Like, We not the blueprint.
So
if I was trying to brainwash people, man, I would first take their history away, and then I would poison their music. That's exactly what I would do. Like, I remember back in the Gap, man, it was all fire and one or two, that slipped through the crack. Right. But now it's one or two fires and everything slipped through the crack. It's my opinion, though. Shit. I'm different. Mm-hmm. I'm cut different. I'm a little older, and I know what it's supposed to sound like. I know the elements of hip hop. I was blessed enough to come up in an era where
came up in the golden era.
The golden era, yeah, and I can actually go and thank the ones that came before me. I can thank them for the ground that they laid for me to stand on, man. Look at what they're doing with Black history.
Yeah.
Black history is becoming extinct. Mm-hmm. The more and more we try to talk about it and bring it to the forefront, the more they try to hide it. Okay? I don't know why a certain group of people feel like they have to continuously punch down. That's a word. Mm-hmm. Punch down on Black people. I know for a fact that Black people are so great. So great. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about birthright great.
Yeah.
Birthright great. Until people would do anything to dim that light. Do anything to dim that light or make you forget who you are. And then impose and interject the you that they want you to be. Mm-hmm. And that would be the you that you become. If you really think about it.
Black people, we need to start giving these folks their energy back. The killing them with kindness, the doing right by people who are doing wrong by you, it hasn't worked. It's never worked. And not only has it not worked, but it's created a sense of entitlement in these fucking motherfuckers. These motherfuckers think that they're entitled to our free ass labor and our fucking bodies being put on the line. It's not in our nature. Culturally, Black people throughout the whole entire diaspora on the continent, culturally, we are taught to treat people right, full stop. Not treat people right because you think they can do something for you. Not treat people right because they're higher than you in the social hierarchy. Treat people right because that's just the way you're supposed to behave. And we keep approaching everybody else in the world like that, but they're not giving us that same energy back. The nicer we treat them, the worse and worse they treat us. They see our kindness and they take it for weakness. They take it for stupidity. They take it as something to be taken advantage of. We need to give them the same disdainful energy that they constantly give us. They're evil and racist and disrespectful and nasty as fuck to us. Give it right the fuck back. These folks only respect when you give them their same fucking energy back. They are not on a vibrational frequency to understand and to respect humanity. Human basic kindness and respect. They don't have that vibrational frequency inside of them. They've beaten that out of themselves for generations in an aspiration to be fucking white. This is why they're losing their minds now that we Black people have said we're gonna mind our fucking business and stay out of their business and stay off the motherfucking streets. That's why they're losing their fucking minds, because they believe that they are entitled to our free labor. They believe that Black people were created to serve them. They believe we were created to serve them so much so that they don't even have to give us an ounce of respect while demanding that servitude. Because it's just what it's supposed to be in their fucked up, racist, anti-Black, disgusting, dirty, rotten, cancer-infected fucking minds. Killing them with kindness doesn't work. Showing them godliness doesn't work. Showing them how to treat each other like decent human beings doesn't work. Give them their nasty fucking energy back.
If anything happens to me, they stole my business and I'm fighting for it. And I'm telling you this because people with money who have any kind of power sometimes do unreasonable things when they feel threatened. And also because I'm coming to America soon. And I'm not interested in making people look good in exchange for my life in no shape, way, or form. Okay, so update. A demand letter was recently sent to them with all the laws that were broken according to the New York and tort law and how much I'm owed. So they have 30 days to respond and make it right. They signed for it on September 12th. So by October 12th, the real legal fight begins, only if they choose not to make this right. So this means that before I step foot in Canada for a work event, October 18th, this would either be all worked out, I'll have my business back, and I can work on restoring the many things I've lost because of this mess, or New York will know that this perfect image they want to uphold has been a lie, and they like to steal businesses from small minority women businesses, especially the single mother ones. I have not said their names yet, intentionally, although they've blasted their name all over my business. But that's their problem. Know that I give a lot of grace. I don't have any intention to destroy their business. I just want mine back. But if they don't make it right, before I step foot off Bali soil here in Southeast Asia, you all will know, okay? I don't know what anyone is capable of, especially these days. And I am going to be the one responsible for my narrative, not anybody else, okay? So if you want to know more about my case, I'm not here to talk about the case, but you can comment the word justice for some more details. But I'm going to Canada to promote and celebrate the launch of my Abracadabra 6-month hair growth sewing system that's now going to be offered there, something they can't take. So not only can they not take my spirit, my peace, my joy, but they can't take my legacy. There are hair pros who are certified in my system all over the world, and like in the US, Germany, and in Canada right now. So I'm also going to America to see my family. And if there is any funny business, know that I'm not suicidal. I love and appreciate life. All of its ebbs and flows, ups and downs. I've mastered pulling the lessons out of it and alchemizing pain into purpose from it. And I would never, ever leave my kids. I have a soul mission that I am fully aware of. There is no one in the world that wants to hurt me. No one. I have made sure that I have radiated and showed up with love no matter what I'm going through. I have every reason to be angry and to snap with what I've gone through in life, but I choose love, okay? It just feels better. And also, I choose to see the heart of others that sometimes they can't even see in themselves, but don't ever get it twisted. I have very clear boundaries, and I am a warrior like you have never seen, witnessed, or experienced before. I will stand 10 toes down on what I believe is right. They have been making money off my business, and I have not received a dime in the last year. Yeah. I went public just 2 months ago, but I've been actually going through this for a year, y'all, and I am tired. Okay, so to learn more about my case, again, you can comment the word justice, and you can also donate to my reclamation fund. I had to choose to put all my resources into this fight or to rebuild my life, and I couldn't do both at the same time, unfortunately. So I chose to focus on rebuilding my life, all right? And to do all I can do to fight for my name, my brand, my kids, my students, and my business. So I love you all. I thank you all ahead of time for any support that you feel led to share. And please, this is not for you to worry. I just need you to know.
Bree Romy, entrepreneur,
created a hair clip that has unique styles and shapes, stars, bows. Really, really nice. And it connects with 2 magnets, and then it has teeth that can go through braids or locks and hold it together. She does this. She's starting to sell her product. And then there's another woman, Kristen Owen, that is selling the same product. She's white, and she's selling, I guess, a knockoff version of what Bree's hair clip is.
Give them the kicker.
So Bree recognizes the fact that her shop is copying her style, and she makes a comment in a conversation to, I guess, Kristen Owen about using her product. And then another influencer, Keandra, publicly came out and defended her as well. So what happened was this girl, she filed a lawsuit against Bree, the innovator and the activist, Keandra, that defended her, and a judge actually sided with her as a federal judge.
With the copier.
And issued a gag order. And said within 6 days, a federal judge issued a gag order preventing Bree and Keandra from publicly discussing the case. And a UCLA law professor flagged it as constitutionally shaky. So imagine somebody steals your product, you question them about it, and then they sue you, and a judge sides with you and says they can't talk about it. This fits into the historical pattern described as weaponizing victimhood and the legal system against Black women who speak up. And this is my problem with Black media. This is a huge story. There's a young Black woman that has innovated and built something, and I do not see it on The Breakfast Club. I do not see it on The Shade Room. I do not see it on The Root and The Griot. And I understand that there's a lot going on. We have to have our ears to the ground and to our community, that when these things happen, we come to the defense of our own. Because right now, really, TikTok is really the community that's standing up for her and her product. I know that she filed a patent on the product itself, but again, we have to amplify these stories, because this is just a systematic pattern of things that Black people create. Our ideas get stolen, somebody else takes it, makes a bunch of money off of it, and we don't really have a chance to do anything about it.
Everybody is Malcolm X until it ruins their bank account. Say that one more time. Everybody's Malcolm X until it ruins the bank account. This is why I said don't play with this.
He's not lying. From the moment I started doing pro-black content on social media, I lost all my earnings. Mind you, when I started making money on TikTok, I was making about $6,000 a month. I've shown this, I've brought this up, I've shown the screenshots. I was making about $6,000 a month from TikTok exclusively, and then I started doing pro-black content, and then that was it. I got cut off. So yes, he's not lying. That there is, social media has made it to where nobody who's black will benefit from trying to talk positivity in the black community. And you know what? Us black people have also made it to where nobody who's black will see any financial benefit from talking about being positive shit in the black community, because we are a group of people who only we only give out money when people make us feel good. And the things that need to be said, that need to bring change in our community, is definitely not going to make us feel good. Let me show you something. I kid you not, this is how much I make across all social media platforms. Like, a lot of people don't know this. So I had some really good jobs. I've had some pretty fucking amazing jobs in my life. And as you see, I don't go out a lot. I don't drink like that. I don't spend money on shit. So I saved. I have been living off of my savings for the last year and a half. And I have maybe 3 more months before I start panicking. Like, I have 3 months before I really start panicking. I have literally been living off of my savings the last few months. This is all I make across social media. I am banned from making money on TikTok, Instagram not till July next year, no Facebook, nothing. For a little bit of context, look at my dashboard. I have 6.6 million views in the last 30 days. Right here, you see 6.6 million views in the last 30 days. 882,000 interactions in the last 30 days. 6.6 million views with 882 interactions. Let's take a look at that, right? So I went to ChatGPT and I asked, I need you to tell me how much a content creator with 93K views, 93K followers, 6.6 million views, and 882,000 interactions would be making. It comes here, it says, just based on posts alone, I should be making 16 to 48,000. Engagement rate, mine is 907%. That's outrageously high. Normal is 2 to 10%. I have 907%. Normal is 2 to 10%. Brands pay 100 to 500. But for someone like me, I would be receiving 1,500 to 5,000. Basically, I should be making 72 to 240K a month. So I should be making 27 to 24K a month. Potential for brands, low end, high end, 84 to 288,000. Instead, I make $36,000. Now, I have come online to talk to people. I've said, hey, I can't make money on social media. No one is making, I can't, I have said so much shit that now if I go look for a job, the first thing anybody does when they Google me, I'm fucked because of the things I say about the black community and all. So I said, look, can you go to Patreon, show some support, at least so I can live off content that I do. This is how much, 82 followers, 3 paid members. I make $36 a month. Now, the big Nigerian guy that's always in restaurants doing who like opens his mouth this wide, who does gorilla dances, he makes $3 million. He makes $3 million. Y'all want to see something funny? I have no idea who this guy is. He just started following me today. Some big guy in Indonesia with 2.6. TD Jakes, one of my followers. Mekad Brooks, one of my followers. Celebrities all the way from Africa following me. Soulja Boy, Nigerian celebrity, follows me. Roxanne Azar, Middle Eastern musician, follows me. Cam Calloway follows me. T.I. follows me. Like, if I started listing the number of celebrities that follow me, Malik Yus, like a fuck ton number of celebrities follow me. So it's like, I say things that people want to hear. I say things that brings in big names in fashion, in music, and whatever. But everybody wants to hear my shit. But nobody's willing to just say, you know what, let me support this brother. But everyone else, all the black people, black people doing the worst, most fucked up shit, get supported. So that man said the truth. You have no idea how many black men or black women, black people, in general, black men and black women who have gotten up, started doing this shit, and then seeing what it looks like. As soon as they saw the what the consequence of speaking up for their communities, they switched up. The consequence of speaking up for the black community is you will not earn a living. So I'm just gonna say this. Y'all see my followers, y'all see my interactions. That means if I decide to switch and become a fucking influencer, I am going to make bank. So all I'm saying here is I'm not asking anyone to follow me. I am, but I'm not follow. I'm not asking anyone to support me. I am, but I am not. This is my Patreon. I'm gonna write my name there. If you want to follow and support, please feel free. But today, let me tell you what I did. I went up there and I'm like, look, I had 2 tiers, $5, $10, and even with that, I had 3 people in almost a year. So now I've said, fuck it. I've added new tiers. There's like a $100 tier, there's a $500 tier, there's a $5,000. I'm gonna put up to the 50,000 because no one's giving me shit. But the thing is, if y'all wake up one day and you see all my content gone, and you see me giving food reviews, or you see me doing something you think is being a sellout, understand that I had to pick myself because I have to eat. I have to pay my rent. I cannot be homeless. I'm here doing content no one is supporting. If the day comes where I have no means of supporting myself anymore, I will go to the people who pay. And if that means shutting the fuck up about what goes on in the black community, so be it.
Islam, Shalom, Hola, Aloha, Bonjour, Osio, Assalamu Alaikum. This is your brother, Zach Bey, Indigenous American Moor, coming to you live in full effect. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell down below so you can be notified whenever I'm dropping some new content. Leave a comment, interact with me. Thank you. I really do appreciate your viewership. Let's jump into another one. You already know what it is. I want to call this one the New Underground Railroad. Hopefully you enjoyed those clips at the beginning, and I'm going to show some at the end to help lay the groundwork so you can see my train of thought and exactly where I'm going with this message. Now, historically, the Underground Railroad, if you might know, you may not know, but it was used as a route to freedom, all right? There was one that went north. There was also one that went south, all right, for those who may not know. But it was a covert, a hidden way for people to be moved from escaping enslavement in a secret route to freedom, either escaping from enslavement and servitude in the south into the north, or escaping from the north down to the south. All right. Now the key thing is it was underground, which means it was things hidden in plain sight. All right. It wasn't being broadcast out into everybody, all right? Abolitionists did a lot of good work, all right? Freedom fighters did a lot of good work. That's just the historical breakdown. Now, in this new day and age, do we still have to hide the progress, the advancement, the support, and the liberation of our people, of our community? Do we still have to hide that, fam? Because it definitely seems like it to me. Because we get no type of support on these online platforms from the mainstream media, all right? They never want to support the people who are for the uplifting of our community, of our people. Just like those clips at the beginning said, the good brother Reza Islam said, you can't just step out here and be playing. Like, as soon as you set yourself up on the opposite side of that chessboard from the adversary, they coming for you, fam. I'm telling you. They always try to silence people who speak in truth to power. Do we still have to hide the advancement, the liberation, the unity of our people? There was a court case not too long ago it was a sister who had a scholarship type of program, or it was actually a grant. It was a grant for so-called black women to start businesses. They got hit with a lawsuit for discrimination, saying that they were discriminated against other races of people, other groups of people, other nationalities. Lo and behold, once that happened, the lady had to shut down the whole organization, the whole nonprofit, fam. Whenever we try to do something, it always seems like it's easier for anybody else to help their people Any other nationality, any other group of people, it's easy for them to have pride in their culture, pride in their nation, and nobody faults them, nobody stops them, nobody calls them bigoted or any type of prejudiced words. They just say that, oh, they have nationalism, or they care about their heritage and their culture, and then they try to shit on our people and try to say that we have no culture when we created the culture for everybody. The good brother said, we the blueprint. We was always doing the fighting, and that's true. Whenever you seen any of the old pictures of people marching, getting shot with water hoses, dogs getting sent on them, getting beat by police, walking through crowds, inside of restaurants, and walking into schools, facing crowds of angry mobs, barbaric mobs. Those was our people. You don't see anybody else out there doing that. I'm telling you, whenever we try to do something, everybody follows our coattails. Everybody. I'm telling you, fam. What does this mainstream society support? They support the sellouts, fam. One on the first list of sellouts that they support. They support the Sambos. They support the caricatures. They support the creations that they made of the so-called Negroes, the clowns, the gangsters, the drug dealers, the aggressor, the sexually crazed, the depraved. That's the image that they created, and that's the image that they want to push forward, and that's what they will support inside of media, whether it's fictional media or non-fictional media, fam. Whenever they do these true stories, these portrayals, or if they're just making something up completely fantasy, that's what they want to support. Number 2 on the list, the Black Judas. That movie, that film, Judas and the Black Messiah, came out. Those people, they want to have them infiltrate any type of organization that's gonna support the downfall of their system and support the uplifting of our own communities and our own nationality, our own nationhood, fam. The turncoats, they always support them. Those are the ones who pretend like they're our friends and they're really allied with the adversaries. Number 3, the industry plants. Now this seems to be more common of lately. The influencers, the sexy reds. Come on, fam. You know exactly who I'm talking about. All of those type of people. It's not just her. It's the people who are pushing these agendas. The ones who don't believe in anything of substance. Those are the ones who are pushing the negativity. And if you notice, those people never have any real opinions on anything that actually matters. Even if they're asked directly by reporters or paparazzi, they will literally say, oh, I don't have an opinion about that. I don't care about that. It's so obvious. They're paid, they're contracted to not have an opinion. Shut up and dribble, right? Number 4, those who are in the sunken place, those who they have taken their soul, they have taken their humanity, they control their minds. Talk about MK Ultra, people who may be under psychological pressure, psychological manipulation, pharmaceutical manipulation. It's all too easy for them. They're pulling the strings. They will support those people. The skin bleaching. They will support those people to push a narrative, to infiltrate, to say exactly what they need them to say to us. So it's one of our people who's speaking with their words. Have you noticed whenever there's some kind of police brutality case, there's a murder or there's an unaliving of one of our people, you notice whenever there's a police chief or some type of spokesperson who gets up there and talks to our people, somehow it always seems to be one of our people. They always seem to be wearing one of our faces, right? All skin folk, not kinfolk. That type of mentality. Keep moving. Charleston White. All right, these clips right here really paint the picture, and I really hope you're getting the message that I'm putting down here. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing down below. Charleston White did a great job. He has been doing a great job at showing the switch. He clearly told us when he was out there wearing a bow tie and he was doing his legislation, and he was out there meeting with congressional members and doing things in the community, nobody gave a damn, fam. He had no type of real voice to speak to the masses, even though he was speaking to people who were in the places to actually move and shake things to actually benefit our community, fam. He said he gave us the nigga that we wanted. And I hate using that word, but that's a creation of the United States government. They created that and they put that image on us. It's not us, fam. We're gods. We're the originals, the originators. That can never be taken. It's God-given, fam. It's in our DNA. It goes back longer than time can count. But yeah, Charleston White has done a great job at showing us the switch, showing us what people will pay attention to. All it takes is for somebody to grab the attention. If they can grab your attention, whether it's good or bad, as long as they can grab your attention, that's what gets paid. That's what gets the views. That's what gets the bag. And that seems to be all that's important. That seems to be some of the main motivations for people to push these type of narratives, to sell out and to be that stereotype, to be that Sambo caricature. Number 5. I'm still going. I got a few things here. Those who really want to help the community never get the money, fam. When Charleston White was speaking on that one, I was like, man, I definitely noticed that. You see a lot of these people who become one-hit wonders. They made a splash and then they disappeared. Those are the people who didn't sell their souls. Some people who never get from B-list celebrity, or some people who never get from C-list celebrity up to the A's and B, from the C-list all the way up to the A-list and beyond. Some people never break past that threshold because there's certain things they're not willing to do, fam. They're not willing to compromise. They're not willing to sell out. But that's what they want to support. They want to support the sellouts. They want to support the ones who can be compromised. They will support the ones who will bend and who will break. And then they will use them to bend and break us, the masses, the youth, the ones that's coming up who don't really know any better, the ones who are looking up to them as role models, fam. That's exactly what they're doing. All right, they make them sign contracts and they can't speak on certain issues. Hey, that's definitely the way it is. It's more than just non-disclosure agreements, fam. It's really things that they just can't speak on. It even goes so deep as it could be even blood oaths signed in blood, which means if you break this oath, you're done for. You're finished. You're expired. They calling your card. It's over for you because you signed that blood oath. Celebrities say they don't care about issues, right? I definitely mentioned that already. And the ones who are supported in public and in the mainstream, they always pushing the negativity. Those are the ones who are broadcast out. The positive messages, whenever somebody does something positive for the community, that message barely ever gets pushed out there. But whenever it's something negative that goes down, whether it's a fight, whether somebody has a domestic dispute or a DUI, any kind of altercation, anything that could potentially blemish or tarnish their reputation, all right, pull some of their positivity away, they're going to broadcast that. But anything that is positive, that is good, they're never going to really put that out, fam. They might do a small snippet or article about it. I don't want to make this video too long. Hopefully you understand the vibes that I'm putting out. You understand, overstand, and understand. This is your brother Zach Bey, Indigenous American Moor. They're trying to silence voices like mine. If I don't drop a video tomorrow, Friday, hey, they might have silenced me, fam. But I'm not going out easy. Always fight the good fight. Let them know. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.
Because when you decide to step out here and do what is your purpose, this is not a game. All right, so don't play with this type of work. It's not for the gram. It's not for Facebook. It's not for YouTube, Snapchat, Twitter, nor TikTok. When the enemy sees that you are real, he will show you how real he is. So be careful. Yeah, thank y'all for the few who clapped. Because we got to make this clear, man. I mean, a lot of people, they see things on social media, not realizing the majority of what you're seeing is fake. People and things. But when the enemy shows up in person, that's when people start changing their tune. Like, you know what, I don't think I'm too much interested in this. I'm gonna go over here and do something a little more safe. So the balancing has been difficult because when the FBI shows up to your house 3 times, when the government comes after you and offers you a plea deal and throws a case on you and lies on you for 10 years and calls you every couple months, offer you a plea deal, you're gonna serve this much time, or you're gonna serve this much time, over total lies, and you have to battle with them, go through 4 attorneys, all at the very end of it to come out at 10 years for them to say, we don't have enough evidence to move forward at this time and your case get dismissed. Gangsters are the ones who don't take plea deals. So why is this young brother from Compton with glasses on, who people tried to make fun of until they saw I'm actually 2 feet taller in person? They're like, damn, you didn't take no plea deal? No, because I will not cop to something I did not do. And you know I didn't do that, but because I was exposing what these bastards were doing, they tried to do what they always do. Lie, steal, cheat, kill. Reputational damage was what they attempted to do, but the people know the truth. So they attack your finances if you have them. They attack your businesses if you establish them. So your brother had to establish business based on what the purpose of helping the people is and creating solutions for the people. So that's why I have those, because in order for you to really fight this enemy, you must be independent. You must be independent. You can't get out here and speak against Massa and he cutting your check, because you're not gonna talk with too much bravado. The point is, do not do this as a game. It's not a trend. As I mentioned the FBI, I'm also on the White House disinformation dozen list. I'm also on the FBI watch list. I'm also on the Department of Homeland Security watch list here in Georgia. How the hell did that happen? I don't even live here. And a number of other lists. So my point is, if you do what you do, make sure it is your purpose. Your purpose is what will never quit. You will always love it, no matter how much they attack you, no matter how much they try to discredit you, no matter how much they try to smear you in front of the people will say, nah, that's my man. That's my brother. And what y'all saying is a bunch of BS. So I balance it that way. And again, I do my best to have fun too. But I mean, like, really exposing this enemy is truly fun to me. I hate the system of white supremacy. I hate this wicked satanic government. I want y'all to know I'm a real one. This is not a joke. I really am one of those. I'd say the same thing in front of white people and they clap louder than some of y'all do. They're like, wow, I respect that. So that's how I do my best to balance it, brother.
Can you tell me, do the powers that be know who the chosen ones are, or who has the ability to really shift the dynamic on this planet? And what do they do about that, if anything?
Yes. And this one's heavy because the answer is yes, without question. The powers that be know exactly who the chosen ones are. They've always known. They study birth lines, energy signatures, astrology, genetics, even trauma patterns. They monitor awakenings like heat signatures, because when a chosen one starts to remember, it sends ripples through the matrix. They don't fear armies. They fear one awakened soul who can't be bought, broken, or silenced. So what do they do about it? They target early. They hit with abandonment, abuse, poverty, addiction, shame, before you even know who you are. They place distractions in your path. Lovers who drain you. Jobs that numb you, systems that box you in, and when that fails, they isolate you, make you feel crazy too much, alone. But here's what they can't touch: the call inside your soul, the codes that activate when you hear truth, the fire that refuses to die even when you've lost everything. They know who you are. That's why they tried to break you before you knew who you were. but you're still here. And that's the part they never planned for.
Streaming is a big thing now, right? Do you feel like they're soft launching us for what's to come as far as be under 24-hour surveillance?
They're really trying to find the true chosen souls on this planet. When you're chosen, you cannot marginalize a person when they're chosen. There's a diametrical difference between the NPC and the chosen one. The chosen one has the ability to think for themselves, and they looking for people who have that capability. Because when you're chosen, you too white for black people and you too white for the black. So you got to operate in the middle, and that's what makes you the glitch, because you have your own frequency.
Why would they need to know who's the chosen ones, like who has the authentic souls?
Because they know that authenticity is the only thing that can beat artificial intelligence. That's why I said they looking for chosen souls. And once they find us, they want to keep us under degradation. They want to marginalize us and try to put us in these boxes to conform to their system. They looking for certain people who have a glow, who have that supreme masculinity, that supreme divine feminine energy. They looking for those entities. We're going to have another scamdemic. It's going to happen. When the world shuts down, there is no more money. There's no more government. There's no more sports. There's no more football. There's no more going to work. So who's going to shine when the whole system falls? Those who have authentic souls. Those who have the ability to critically think for themselves. And those are the ones that they are after.